It's beautiful out here, like a Hollywood movie set, but it's baking hot and lung-crushing humid that all I can think is an ice-cold beer. I was intrigued by this city so much that even the heat and humidity didn't stop me. I was hooked. I was fascinated. It was like meeting a beautiful girl with a troubled past. One of the most picturesque cities, it tells a very dark American history. She started the Civil War, she tore apart families, she sold thousands of people. Charleston and slavery used to go hand in hand. But now, Charleston has become a poster child for the American South. Its sandy beaches, incredible restaurants, historic homes call you to explore, delve into history, and hopefully forgive her. So, how did Charleston come out to be? These places, drenched in history and Southern staples, might give you an idea. Let's start from the very first place that locals recommend, the Battery. Grand oak trees and a nice breeze from the Atlantic. It's so peaceful that you forget you're standing on a killing ground. Right here, pirates were mercilessly hung, left dangling, and rotting for other pirates to see. But these giant cannons were not for pirates. These monstrous guns are remnants of the deadliest war on American soil, the Civil War. Charleston fired the first shots, and the rest is history. Another cold relic of the Civil War, a Confederate monument. It's surprising to see such a racist symbol, especially after the church massacre in 2015. You might have heard of Charleston on the news when a white supremacist went on a shooting rampage at a church, killing 9 African Americans while they prayed. On my way to a brunch spot, I drool over lavish homes in Saub, south of Broad, the Beverly Hills of Charleston. Centuries-old homes with a price tag of $10 million. Before Civil War, Charleston was a leading city of the South, building its wealth on rice, cotton, and slavery. But there's something missing in these homes. People. I expected the owners sitting on their porches, drinking their champagne, and deciding where to eat tomorrow. But they might be somewhere in Monaco, avoiding Charleston's suffocating humidity. Beauty of humidity is that you have a really nice, glowing, supple skin full of moisture in it. When you wake up in the mornings, you're like, oh, hello! I got younger. Like 2 years younger, at least. The secret ingredient to every successful trip is alcohol. Miller's All Day is a dream diner for hipsters. There's a bar, jokingly called Prescriptions, and a living room with a turntable. I wish it was my apartment, if it wasn't for the Miller High Life posters all around. What is the obsession? Every restaurant in Charleston has Miller on their menus, and they even dedicated a whole restaurant for this beer. As Charleston was founded by the British, I got the very thing the British love, biscuit. Buttermilk biscuit with fried chicken. For many of us, biscuits are always a hit or miss. It's either a stone bread or a heavenly piece of the meal. That's because most of America is terrible at making biscuits. But in the South, they make the most feathery, light ones. It's years of practice, but it's also the soft wheat that only grows here. Thank you. Ooh, looks cute. Okay. It's very buttery, crispy, right on point. You don't need any others like sauces or anything like or ranch, everything is just there. It's very flavorful. One question though, I don't know how well the grits go with the chicken. Interesting. Another staple in the South, the grits. You're probably saying, what the heck is grits if you didn't grow up in the South? Grits is like a movie with a cult following. You either get it or you don't. This one is the internet phenomenon, the unicorn grits. Every local told me to try the she crab soup with a fair warning. It is very sweet. Not only it's sweet because of the blue crabs, but it also has sherry, a sweet dessert wine. It tasted like I was drinking my dessert. it is an acquired taste. Rainbow represents the longest cluster of intact Georgian row houses in the US. The earliest structures on this portion of East Bay Street were built by 1680. Wow! The buildings were constructed on lots 7 to 10 of the Grand Model, a city plan developed between 7. Ooh, I like this color. Oh, wow. From slums to one of the most Instagrammed places of Charleston, welcome to the Rainbow Row. You'll feel like you're somewhere in the Caribbean. Pastel-hued houses, palm trees. It can easily be mistaken for Cuba or Barbados. And by no accident, unexpectedly I found out that a lot of settlers came to Charleston from the Caribbean island. That the British colonized Barbados first, ran out of land, then founded Charleston to feed Barbados. So, Charleston was actually a colony of the colony.
This is what motherfuckers gotta know about the South, right? In a nutshell, I don't give a fuck where you at in this country. You understand what I'm saying? Everything came through the South.
This might be one of the most haunted places in Charleston. People hear loud screams and moaning from the basement, feel chilling breezes down their spine. This is where most slaves were sold, where pirates were tortured. This is the old Exchange and Provost dungeon. The building was many things, but is known for selling thousands of enslaved people, breaking apart families, and sending them to plantations. It's mind-blowing to think that almost every African American can trace their roots back to Charleston. Another historic building, once used by the Navy, now turned into one of the best seafood restaurants in Charleston, the Fleet Landing. It's a waterfront restaurant where you don't pay for the view. Fleet Landing is like a submarine. You're surrounded by water. You sit by the water, you eat seafood, and there's oceanic decor all around. Oh, yes. Thank you. Ooh, we have some crackers too. Thank you. Chesapeake oysters from Virginia called blackberries. Look at the texture. It seems like it has a lot of layers. It's definitely a little smaller than Gulf oysters, but pretty much the same size as Pacific ones. So the bartender said that it might tasty and sweet. So I don't want to put anything on top of it right now. I just want to do it raw. It tastes like olives, but not as salty as the olives. You know? Unpickled olives. Okay, let's go with lemon. Oh, the mussels. When opening the glistening shells, dipping crispy bread into the white wine serum, don't you just feel rich for some reason? Maybe because you're eating black gold. Once called a poor man's meat, now they're the black gold of the sea. Not only because of the color, but due to high demand. The mussels tasted like being splashed in the face by ocean waves. Brains in Charleston get you by surprise, just like when your mom calls. They're unexpected, pretty short, and they have the worst timing. But at least I have a warm conversation in the company of fellow travelers. Maybe God wants me to stay. And to be honest, small part of me is really happy that it rained.